Good afternoon. My name is Michael Brown. It is June 11th, 2016. I have the pleasure of guiding you on a tour of my late spring, almost summer garden in Mechanicsville, Virginia. I hope you enjoy the tour. This used to be an outdoor swimming pool, and when the kids left, we turned it into a dahlia patch with sedum growing in the middle. This is a very beautiful and kind of a mandala, and we have dahlias circling this patch. The first dahlia blooms about June 15. It is June 11. I've had 2 or 3 flowers, not in this patch, but in another patch, to bloom, and in another month all of these will be fully in bloom, and we will have lovely dahlias until frost in November. This is my blackberry patch. This is 2 25-foot long rows of blackberries. You can see that they are fruiting and also flowering. I have 2 more rows in the back of blackberries with which I make blackberry cobbler, blackberry jam, blackberry ice cream, blackberry candy, blackberry juice. We use all of the blackberries that I pick. The month of July is blackberry picking season. This is my grape arbor. A late spring frost did a lot of damage to the grapes in central Virginia. I still have some that are coming, but you can see that there's a little bit of damage done to them. Some of my early grape plants didn't make the frost and won't have grapes. Another just beginning to show. So this is the front part of the backyard, and slowly we'll walk to the main vegetable garden. I routinely put 13 tons of compost on my garden every February and March to enrich the soil, and I did again this spring. Half of it I got from a compost pile that I had been building for 4 years, which I deconstructed and broadcast upon my garden plots, and then I had to buy about 5 tons of compost to finish out the job that I needed to do. The angel of the garden welcomes all who visit. My poor man's paradise. What's exciting this time of year is my prickly pear cactus patch. This is a 6-year-old patch. It takes many years for a fruit tree to bear fruit, and cactus is the same. 3 years ago I had 4 blooms. Last year I had 40. This year I will have probably 300. It's very beautiful cactus flower. And of course with the cactus fruit in November after the frost. I make prickly pear cactus jelly. We also drink prickly pear cactus juice. This is an enormous stand of prickly pear cactus, 6 years in the making. In front of it I have corn and spinach. The spinach came in first, and because it's an early planting crop, and then I planted corn amongst the rows, so we're eating a lot of spinach now, and the spinach will go out and the corn is coming in. This little stand is a bit shorter because it was planted later than this stand, so that we could have corn for 2 or 3 weeks in a row. So then I come to what I call plot number 2, the principal plot. The plot thickens, as it were, with dahlias. The dahlias are in bloom. I said I have had 3 flowers so far, and you can see that they are coming along quite nicely. This patch in a U-shaped form is boundaried on 3 sides by dahlias, and in the middle here we have my onion crop. Probably 250 white onions, sweet onions, coming along quite nicely. Along by them is my sugar snap peas. We've been harvesting and eating these peas now for the last week, and we'll have peas for the next 3 weeks perhaps. These can be eaten, and the pods are eaten, and if you let them go too long, you pop the peas out, throw the pods away. Behind them I have Brussels sprouts and cabbage. All doing very well. We've had a lot of rain this spring. Everything is doing quite nicely. It's now hot and there's no rain coming, so I'll have to water. So look how beautiful these cabbage plants are. On this plot over here we have cauliflower. And I've got one nice head coming in right now. If you can see that or not, it's kind of dark. There we go. And this whole patch here is cauliflower. I'll show you the first good blooming dahlia. It's called Fall Fiesta. This welcomes dahlias to the garden. And all the buds, all of its buds waiting to show up and bloom. Got a watermelon plant going in the middle of my onion patch because the onions will go out, so it's multiple use. The watermelon plant is running, and when the onions are done, it'll be producing watermelons. So here's 2 raised beds of tomatoes. "34 plants reaching up to the sky." Tied them up today and suckered them, which means you take the lateral branch that grows out of every leaf structure so that the plant will go straight up and not bush out. I have some more tomatoes over here. In the back I have squash. 2 more rows of tomatoes here, and then a row of cucumbers. You can see the cucumber beginning to flower. Two rows of sweet potatoes. Beginning to run. These are vines that'll fill this whole plot up. Behind it, 2 stands of zucchini squash. And in this raised bed I have cantaloupe. I have netting here. The cantaloupe vines will run, and I'll have them run up along the netting and hang cantaloupe from it, so the cantaloupes grow up instead of out, and I get great use of the space. Solange's herb garden doing very nicely. Oregano, thyme, sage, basil, rosemary. This patch was my last to plant. 3 rows of carrots. You can begin to see carrots coming up. See the little carrots along 3 rows. And then there are 2 rows of French beans that are just beginning to pop. And then peppers, 3 rows of sweet peppers, some red, some green, some yellow. So a late spring, almost summer garden tour on the Brown Farm in Mechanicsville, Virginia. Glad to show you the mysteries and the miracle of growing things in Mechanicsville. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the tour. Have a great day. Bye.